Helps if I turn my mic on. Oh boy. Oh golly. That's coming through the headphones. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's because I have Twitch open. Okay, no, don't do that anymore. Okay. Hey everyone. So sorry if my brains are a little scrambled. We had some last minute foibles. You might be wondering, hey Harrison, why does your camera look like it's been trodden on by a Swamp Thing? And that's because I want to say like 20 minutes before stream started, I found out that my webcam had just gone kaput. It's decided to be a big fussy baby and just randomly turn itself off completely unprovoked when I try to run OBS. It'll run for a couple seconds and then it'll just turn itself off. Absolutely no explanation. I updated the software for it, and no, it's just not happening. So this is the culprit right here, the Insta360. I think it's called like the InstaLink, is like the proper name, if I can remember. No, not that. Definitely not that. Called Insta360. Yeah, it's called the yeah. So yeah, this is the culprit. This is whose fault it is that this stream is totally borked. So I figure it's going to come down to one of two things. Either I'm just going to have to do some troubleshooting and try to figure out how to make this thing behave, or the other, much more likely and very tragic result will be that I just throw this in the garbage and I buy a brand new webcam and resolve to never, ever, ever buy another Insta360 product again. So, come on, focus. There we go. So yeah, for now we're back to the old cruddy duddy webcam. At least my new mic hasn't failed me yet, but we'll see how long that lasts. I believe it's working. I mean, if it's gonna be a double whammy, then oh boy, that's gonna be rough. So yeah, I've had this new webcam like a few months, and it's already cooked because of software issues. I just can't make it play nice. I can't make it go. It just doesn't want to. Big boy don't want to go to work today. So this has absolutely devastated my spirits, honestly. I was really looking forward to what I thought was going to be one of my best streams ever. And at least so far anyway. But now it really does feel like my optimism has just been shot. This is coming hot off the heels of a vast, incredible multitude of software and hardware issues. So the side fan on my tower is really borked. I'm trying to get it replaced or repaired. My tech guy, he says that he is just waiting for one to come in stock, and it's been a month. So that's really depressing. There's also the fact that every time I boot up my computer first thing in the morning, the first thing it does is go to the BIOS screen. I don't know why. It's completely unprompted. it just goes into it and says press F1 to go into the setup menu. It does not give me an option. I have to go into the setup menu. And so I do, and it goes into like a second BIOS menu, which is like, sorry, why are there two BIOS menus? Last I checked, computers usually only have one BIOS. So what is the necessity for a second BIOS menu? So I go into it, and like, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm there. Everything is in order, so I just hit F10, and it's like, are you sure you want to proceed? Because like you haven't saved any changes. I'm like, well, you were the one who forced me to go into the BIOS menu. Again, just apropos of nothing. When I had no intention of changing any settings from the beginning. So, yeah, I am sure that I want to proceed without any changes. I am. I don't know why you assumed otherwise. That was very annoying. Very annoying. And it happens every day. Every single day. I have to go through two BIOS menus in order to boot up the computer. And every day, every time that I boot up the computer, it doesn't have the courtesy to automatically load my my Corsair IQ profile that controls all my little RGB LEDs. And so I have to open that up and get the default profile going, which not really a default profile if you have to manually go to it. So that's a problem. OBS still not displaying like multi-chat the way that it's supposed to, so I just have to have Twitch open. Admittedly, I've been dragging my feet on troubleshooting that. I'm sure it's a very simple solution. You know that my Steam games aren't launching, not unless they're named Psychonauts. I don't know what's special about Psychonauts, but the other two games that I have, Psychonauts 2 and the Ghost Runner demo, they don't boot. My second monitor will randomly turn on and off until I turn it off and then turn it back on, and then the problem's fixed. And I have to do that every time that I boot the computer. So every time that I boot the computer, there's just a whole routine that I have to go to. I have to go through the BIOS menu, you have to go through the second BIOS menu, you have to turn the second monitor off, you have to turn the second monitor back on, I have to open up IQ and get my profile going. When I stream, I gotta open up Twitch just so that I can look at the Twitch chat. It's all of this stuff. And now my webcam, that's not old in the least, is cooked. And I have to find a replacement. Very annoying. This is not at all the way that I want to open up this stream, but that is the vibe that has been imposed on me by my constantly failing PC rig. And as painful as it is, as much money as I've dumped on this rig and how little time I put in on it, you know, I've only been using this rig like, I don't know, 3-4 years. It might be time to start over. Just start the whole thing over, get a fresh start with a new motherboard that doesn't suck and doesn't have BIOS issues, new CPU, new hard drive with a new installation of Windows 11. Start over from almost completely from scratch, like just brand new everything. I mean, I can use the same monitors, the same keyboard, the same mouse, same mic, but I need a new webcam. And without knowing where the problem is coming from, like, this is a good graphics card. Really good. Really expensive. I would not want to replace it unless it were absolutely necessary. I don't know. I don't know why all these things are happening. I guess the best way to do it would be to just replace one thing at a time, right? And unfortunately, I think the first thing that needs to go is the motherboard. You know, the hardest part to replace in a computer. And when I'm going to do that, I just don't know. I really don't. I've just got so much other stuff to do. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the good stuff, because just yesterday I watched Superman. I watched the brand new Superman movie for the first time, and it was honestly pretty dope. Maybe not as good as Fantastic Four. You know, the brand new Fantastic Four, where like they came out side by side. But going back to the old camera means going back to the old focus issues. So yeah, man, and it is really bad, by the way, because I finally figured out what was wrong with the AI tracking turning itself on. Was there actually were gesture controls, and I finally learned how to turn them off, and now I'm dealing with a completely different problem. Whatever. Back to Superman, right? Superman was pretty good. I didn't, but at the same time, I didn't have a lot of fun going to see it, if that makes any sense, because the theater that I went to has like the worst previews situation ever, where you sit through 25 to 30 minutes of preview after preview after preview after ad for the theater, after another ad after another ad after a preview. It's really bad. So after sitting through 25 minutes of ads, I finally got to watch a pretty okay, not even okay, like that's understating. It was good. I'd give it I don't know. I'm on the fence on whether or not I want to give it a 7 or an 8. Because, all right, let's just start things out, okay? The number one thing that I like about the new Superman movie is that Superman feels good again. He feels fun again and nice again. He's kind of what I expect from Superman, instead of just acting like a slightly more colorful, you know, cherry-flavored Batman. Yeah, big fan of that. They do a good job of making sure the movie has stakes. You know, the big concern about Superman is that he's just like ridiculously powerful, but they actually do come up with the bad guys come up with a lot of clever ways to fight him. It doesn't necessarily always just come down to the good old standby of kryptonite spam. That was cool. It's also a movie that is very stimulating because it has a lot going on. It's funny, really. Once upon a time, I thought to myself, like, you just can't do a superhero movie that has too many characters in it. You can't. And it loses focus. No one's figured it out. It's just a bad idea. With the occasional, exceptions. Avengers is good. X-Men. Actually, I've never been that big of an X-Men fan. The movies are just kind of okay, at best, I think. maybe it's been too long since I watched them, but as more of these movies come out that have more characters in them, I start to realize that, maybe it's just something that people needed to figure out. Maybe it was an art that needed to be perfected. And it took a lot of lumps and bumps along the way to get to where we are now, where now directors are pretty comfortable challenging themselves with balancing a lot of different characters. So, I mean, spoilers for Superman, by the way, if you haven't seen it. But, in addition to the usual Superman and Lex and Lois and Jimmy, there's also Ultraman, there's Guy Gardner, there's Mr. Terrific, which was awesome, by the way. Like, great debut for both of these characters, really. Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific, they both kicked off their movie presence fantastically, I think. There's Crypto, who actually plays a big role in the story, believe it or not. He's not just a goofy sight gag. He is a full-blown character that contributes to the plot in a major way. There's Metamorpho. That caught me off guard. And also just like a brief little Superwoman, Supergirl, super whatever you want to call her, cameo at the end. And there's also Superman's super robots. I don't know if that was ever actually a Superman thing, or if that's supposed to be a reference to the canceled Superman movie where the Fortress of Solitude was supposed to have guards, like robo guards. I don't know, but I mean, a lot of characters, a lot going on, but everything had its place and served its purpose. There was balance. Very important to have balance and purpose to all the things that are in your movie. Ma and Pa Kent are in it, and guess what? The same way that Superman's back to being nice, Pa Kent is back to being nice. I like him. He's not the raging a-hole that he was back in Man of Steel. I like him. And the interactions that Superman has with his parents are really cute. Superman is really cute. He seems like a sweetheart. I like him. I like his character. He's just really earnest, and he's just a big, strong, dumb Boy Scout in a goofy costume, and that's kind of what I look for in Superman. I also really like Lex Luthor in this movie. This Lex Luthor brings something different to the table. What we've got here is a Lex Luthor that actually has this big, huge team of employees behind him all the time that helps him with all his little schemes. And that's pretty cool, because even though Lex Luthor is billed as, the owner and CEO of LexCorp, a lot of times he feels like a lone agent, which is very bizarre. Him having a big team actually makes a lot more sense, and it contributes more to the idea that Lex is just a normal guy who people see as a visionary, and people are actually on his side. He can be very persuasive, that kind of thing. And I also really liked the theme of the movie. It kicks off with Superman stopping a war between these two far off countries, Boravia and Jabroni. I don't remember the name of the other one, but just the basic idea is that Superman, he's out to save lives, but when he stops two countries from going to war, suddenly politics get involved, and it's all this other stuff, and people get distracted from the thing that really matters, which is just saving lives. That was Superman's only investment, but people could not push past the optics and the agendas and all that kind of thing. All the things that really should fall by the wayside when lives are at stake. And it's trying to get the rest of the world to come around to that. That would be the major drive. It's also a movie that just asks the question of cui bono. And if you're not familiar with that phrase, it's something my dad taught me. It's a Latin phrase that simply means who benefits. Yeah, it's a question that calls you to be incredulous in the face of authority figures who always have an angle, always have an ulterior motive. You got to ask what's in it for them, because people are just too caught up in their hatred and their divisions and all that kind of thing to see what's really going on. So when it does eventually get to the war that everybody was calling for, and then it's like brought before the public live on television, they see it for what it actually is, and it's horrifying. Like, everybody kind of realizes all at once, like, oh, this is not what we signed up for. This is bad. We should have really been on Superman's side on this one. So yeah, that was all really cool. That part of the movie happens kind of fast, though. It does kind of catch me off guard a little bit. The only other complaint I have of the movie is that it does not do a good enough job of explaining why Guy Gardner is not just completely overpowered. Because the way that I see it, like the major threat of the movie is Ultraman. Because he's like again, spoilers by the way, he's like an evil, dumb, extra strong clone of Superman, and that's the big scary threat. But I feel like if it were Guy Gardner versus Ultraman would just get no-diffed. Guy Gardner is just absolutely ridiculous in this film. But yeah, it was a cool movie. It was an exciting movie. It went a lot of interesting places, and it had good action and cinematography and storyboarding and just all that. It was a good all-rounder. And it's good. It's good seeing these tarnished franchises kind of be redeemed. Well, I say tarnished, Fantastic Four as a film franchise has always been kind of crap. But yeah, it's good. It's good to see that superhero movies are kind of getting their dignity back. That really caught me off guard, because I've not been going to the theaters lately, and not just because my local theater shut down for a while. Thankfully, it's opened back up, but superhero movies just weren't grabbing me the way that they used to. I think about how I just totally skipped on what was it called? Was it just called The Batman? And it had the Riddler, and the Riddler looked completely ridiculous. He was just like covered in like green latex. Yeah, that movie, it just looked boring from the jump. The trailers were completely unpersuasive in getting me to watch that film. Yeah. So, I just wanted to talk about that briefly, give my thoughts on that movie. But I think we'll move on now because we got a full plate today. We got a new episode of Digital Circus, which caught me off guard. Because think about how long we had to wait for episode 5, eh? Like, that was months and months. It felt so long. And then they finally dropped like a trailer earlier this week. At first I thought I was just going to watch the trailer for stream. they dropped the preview and like a couple little like promotional pics, and then before you knew it, the new episode is right here. It came out just yesterday. Great timing, huh? Although I am familiar with the fact that there has been a little excuse me, a little bit of trouble with this one. I heard that there was some drama involving like the content of this episode and how YouTube and Netflix might not necessarily be 100% okay with it. And if I recall correctly, like the video that I was watching, if I go to Netflix right now, and then I look up, okay, what is this? No. If I look up Digital Circus, yeah, it's 4 episodes. 4. They still have not come out with episode 5. And it's been a little bit. That's pretty embarrassing. So yeah, there's some tumbling and fumbling going on over at the Netflix end. There was some concern that YouTube did not like that this episode is very clearly gun themed. So I don't know. I don't know the full story behind this episode. I don't know behind the scenes stuff. So I'd be curious to know if the version of this episode that we're getting is any different from what we were promised from the beginning. So let's go ahead and fire this up. Digital Circus episode 6 from Glitch. And just as a quick little reminder for anyone who might not know this, please go and support the original. Cross-Age Productions is never intended to be a substitute for going and supporting the original thing. Cross-Age Productions is about, at its core, curation and critique. It's about just sharing our thoughts on the arts. So please go and watch this yourself. I'm spacing out here. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to... Okay, no, that's not it. Display capture. Oh, it should be fine. Okay, now captions, please. Ooh, favorite character awards. I mean, I hate to admit this, but ever since the last episode dropped, I've been getting uncomfortably thirsty for Evil Pomni. She does something for me, and I'm not really even sure what it is, but I find myself oddly attracted to the extremely toxic clown girl. It's a shame that we'll probably never see her again. So, I wish when they had announced like a new round of figures and merchandise and stuff, that they had announced like an Evil Pomni figure. Before we go any further, I got 2 new things. I got the Big Tops cap, which unfortunately it's like all the way in my car. I'm not going to go and fetch it right now. I meant to go get it before stream. But I also got, speaking of superheroes, check it out. It's Beautiful Joe, man. This guy's sick. Oh, man. I'm so glad to finally have a Beautiful Joe figure on my desk now. Because I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I'm a huge fan of Beautiful Joe. And, like Capcom I'm still waiting. You said way back in the very first game that there were going to be 3 of them. You said that the Earth was going to face 2 more threats, right? And I'm damn skippy, all right, that you didn't mean the crappy spin-off on the DS, Beautiful Joe Double Trouble, where finishing off an enemy doesn't actually finish them off. You got to finish them off like 5, 6, 7 times before they actually stay down. I'm pretty sure you didn't mean the weird, absolutely bizarre like party game Red Hot Rumble on the GameCube. No, you meant Beautiful Joe 3. And now that Kamiya is working with them again under the name Studio Clovers on a third Okami game, guys, I'm waiting. Please. Oh, please. Oh, my gosh. The day that the Beautiful Joe 3 gets announced, I'm going to drop everything I'm doing, and I'm going to put out a video right away about me just absolutely marking out and losing my mind and, like, tearing my shirt because I'm just so hype, okay? I don't hope that there's a Beautiful Joe 3. I expect that there's going to be a Beautiful Joe 3 because they said it. I hold them to it. Anyway, distracted. Digital Circus. Typical Zooble. Yeah, of course she's not going to hide in the most obvious place. Oh no, guys. Look out. He's T-posing to assert dominance. By the way, I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but have you ever gone back and watched the first episode of Digital Circus? Kane looks so different. Every time I go back and watch that first episode, Kane just looks so cursed to me. Because he's got these little itty-bitty eyeballs. He doesn't have the big, bulging, happy eyeballs that he does now. What? Sure. Hey, wait, how long is this? This episode is almost 34 minutes long. I did not, I did not, how long was the last one? Now I'm curious. Hold on a second. How long was the last one? Last one was 25 minutes. The one before that was 23. Dang, they're getting longer. Okay. Alright. This is my first time seeing Bubble not happy. Yes, no, yes, please. More softball, more evil Pomni, please. That's not what I thought he was going to say. I thought he was... You know what? Never mind. Mm. The rift between Pomni and Ragatha growing bigger. Does Pomni look a little different in this episode, by the way? It's been bothering me. Her eyes look bigger. I feel like they've been making everyone's eyes bigger. I'm right with you, Kane. I'm a little stun-locked from that comment as well. I've always hated that phrase, by the way. For that exact reason. Like, it does not read. It does not read the way that people think it does. I don't know, just a little pet peeve I've had. Mmm. Isn't that Markiplier? I thought I heard that Markiplier voiced the character. Hey, Bubblehead. I like Flat Bubble. Flat Bubble is a vibe. That's the vibe that I've been living. Have fun with that. Of course, radical, unprecedented escalation of the situation always works. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. That is actually oddly clever. But still a bit of an overreaction. Ooh. Got him. Why not? It's not like anybody can actually die, right? Let's just air out our grievances with lead. Lots of hot, high velocity lead. Digital lead. Oh my gosh. Did you see that? No, hold on a second. It's the Supreme Money Gun. Oh, wow. Okay, are there any other, like, meme guns in here that I should recognize? There's a wooden gun. You know, from when the Fantastic Four beat Magneto with a wooden gun. Oh, Jax is absolutely in the zone. You know, you already know that he's into guns after last episode when he wanted the hunting adventure. How much more flat could Bubble possibly get? Is this going to turn into the how to turn a sphere inside out video? Good. I like when Gangle gets the support she needs. Or they. What's their gender again? There's no winning, Ragatha. There is no winning. You cannot... You can't have it all. What is it, Ragatha? Man, Ragatha, you need to work on these self-worth issues. Feeling like you always need to help people. Okay. Sure. Oh my gosh. Freaking Jack's prone. Gangle with having an affinity for Tommy guns makes me think of that one episode of Kill la Kill where Mako was really into the turret. Ooh, there's the logo again, Cain and Abel, from the first episode. Huh. It's rendered more realistically. Okay. Alrighty then. Hey, Ragatha's paired up with a real ace, by the way, a real pro player. We all remember that Kinger actually has considerable experience with guns. I mean, the way he handled things in episode 3. Is that a video game thing? Which game had butterflies that could restore your health? I don't remember. Oh, hold on a second. Twitch isn't open the way it's supposed to. Okay, sorry about that. Kinger is knowledgeable of computer science. I wonder if that gives him some kind of power in this world. Nice. The good old 9-iron. I think. I don't know my guns. Let's just call it a 6-shooter. I think it's a 6-shooter. It has Cain and Abel on it. You know, just in case you didn't figure out that CNA stands for Cain and Abel. There you go. It's too bad it's not like a Devil May Cry Dante situation where it's like 2 guns. One says Cain, one says Abel. Physically or emotionally? Or both? Oof. Then come on, let's get nuts. Come on, Michael Keaton. Is she gonna do the gangster tilt? Oh, even a little saucier than that. Yeah, Evil Pomni is back. Yeah. King, yeah, here's your crown. Old DMC2 reference for all the people who suffered through that. Let that be your only consolation for playing that terrible game. We all get to share in that pain. No, Kinger, you're too tall. You're too skinny for tactical role. No, do cool like Trinity where you like do a crazy flip as you pick it up. Oh my gosh, Ragatha is getting smoked. Digging the soundtrack, by the way. Really digging it. It feels like... What does it feel like? It feels like Cuphead, but also feels like it could be something in, like... I don't know, Lupin the Third or Cowboy Bebop or something. Nice. Oh my gosh, when did he get another one? Jeez, Jax, don't crash out on us. Jax doesn't want to let Pomni see him sweat. He's got to be the funny one, because that's what apparently gives him worth in this world. Oh, poor Gangle. I don't know what they need to worry about Jax for. And they're absolutely going to get the Tommy gun, though. 100% expected. They've set it up too much. Oof. So that's what it is. They're worried about themselves. That's rough. Ooh, Gangle, I am not ready for the vibe that you're bringing, because it is too real. I don't know. Now, where's the part where this touching moment is tragically cut short? Or perhaps I should say comically cut short. Oh, no. We're not doing that. Wow, we're actually touching back on the corn thing. Okay. Thought that was a gag for like one episode. I thought it was going to be because he accidentally sat on an ear of corn one time. You know, long ways up. we got the hype music going again. Oh, this is sick. This is pretty good. Bro, you need to know. Oh my gosh, did you see that? No, no, no. Jack's just totally like doing Rainstorm right there. Look at that. What is that? That's too Smoking Sick style. Oh my gosh, he actually has super moves. Dang. Ragatha doesn't like being alone. I don't think that's what's on her mind. Not it. No. No, Kinger. No. You gotta lock in, buddy. Hey, this is a dark room. You might actually be sane in this scene. Oh. I'm glad that someone else is getting some time with, you know, sane, lucid Kinger. Your tricks, huh? Are you kind of tacitly admitting that you have tricks? I hate to ruin this emotional moment, but I really don't like being this close to Kinger's face and seeing the veins in his eyes. I am uncomfortable about anything having to do with, like, veins, by the way. Ooh. I'm sorry, but can we please... Can we talk about the Queener situation again? I feel like We needed a little bit more enlightenment on that. Can this please be where this conversation goes? Because that was still really sus. The way that Kinger doesn't actually remember how Queener abstracted and then they wound up in the Pillow Fort together. Okay. That's tough. Hey, Gango, block one of the shots with your mask. Oh boy. So good to see Gangle being genuinely happy. Ooh. Oh, that was good. Hold on. Have we seen Zubal's room before? Okay, not too much to see. Oh my gosh, is she gonna... She's turned into Dr. Octopus Man Spider. Where did she get potato mashers? Hello, sweet. Yeah, you do. Can't believe we both forgot that. Oh, they're not potato mashers, they're flashbangs. She's like Nero the Sable from Dirge of Cerberus. Wow, Jack's not in the mood to shoot people? That's a change. Okay. I'm digging the EDM. Okay, that made me kind of motion sick. Oh man. I need more of this, Pomni, please and thank you. Typical Jax, avoiding emotional intimacy. Pomni, you are forgetting who you're dealing with. Ooh, I actually don't remember that. Okay. Come on. Pomni, you're on something. Keep pushing him. It's working. It's working. I want to hear that whole dialogue again. Okay, humor me. What was Kaufmo like? I feel like that's not true. I feel like that is definitely not true. No, Jax, deflecting with humor isn't really working right now. Hey, I thought biting people was supposed to be Jax's thing. No, dude. No, Jax, you are not convincing. Man. Jax, you are not doing yourself any favors. Oh my gosh, best animation ever. Kane, you made those NPCs. You shut up. Dang, Jax. Man. Okay. Jax, you need to really not crash out, because crashing out might have some serious consequences. Or it might not. We haven't actually seen anyone abstract on camera. Yeah, stupid sauce. Wait, there was only 2 categories? Of course. That's the episode, huh? Okay. Alright. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh, that plushie is amazing. The Jax Pomni plushie, holy crap. You know, I've never actually stuck around for the end credits music. You know what? Let's listen to the end credits. No, all of it. I feel like that's right. Dang, this is a bop. I'm gonna have to pick this up. Yeah, hey, you know, speaking of music, that's always, you know, to go back to Superman for a bit, that was one of the things that bothered me about that movie, was that they go really hard on the John Williams, like, leitmotif, but it's really frustrating the way that they never actually finish it. They just kind of do the first measure and that's it. Maybe the second one. Oh, that's actually what I was talking about. Look at the way that Kane's eyes used to be way smaller. I think his new design is way better. Good to see Pomni thriving. Okay, well that was a bomb ass episode. I loved it. That's fun. It's just too bad that we didn't really complete Jax's character arc. Like, he still clearly has more going on. As I understand that there's supposed to be 9 episodes. So we've got 3 more to figure out what's going on. And I'll be happy if the next one comes out hot on the heels of this one, the way this one came out like so soon after episode 5. How many months ago was that, huh? Episode 5 was 1 month ago. Dang. And episode 4 was 7 months before that. So, I mean, not telling them to rush it, of course. But, I mean, that was a really sick episode. I'm trying to think, what is my favorite so far? Episode 4 was really, really good. This one isn't as good, but it's like, okay, if I had to like put them on a tier list, it would probably be like 4, episode 4 like way up here, and then 6. And then, trying to think. Then it would probably be 5, and then 2, 1, and then 3. I mean, they're all pretty good. But 4 and 6, I feel like, are probably the ones that I vibed with the most. So, that's it for Digital Circus today. The next thing I want to talk about was the new Last Airbender themed MTG set that's supposed to come out in November. And spoilers are already coming through, like, hot and fast. Which blows me away, because I mean, people are saying like Spider-Man isn't even out, and like Lorwyn. When is Lorwyn supposed to go? Okay, Lorwyn is actually after that, but like Spider-Man. What happened to Spider-Man? And also just 2 Universes Beyond sets back to back. I don't know. I don't know about that, but I just want to take like a quick look at this, because I don't know. Did I fix this scene? I did not fix the scene, and I don't want to fix it because OBS is scary about me trying to click and drag anything. I'm worried that it's gonna like just crash. So let me just here. We're gonna do this. And then we're going to turn this off. And then we're going to... Where's the screen capture? Display capture. That's what it's called. We're going to crank up the opacity all the way. Okay, there we go. So yeah, new cards. And I've seen a little bit of them. They are really, really cooking with this stuff. People are saying that the cards are really underpowered, but I'm not like even in that headspace really. I'm just really looking at like how well do they capture the flavor of The Last Airbender? How well does that translate into MTG? And okay, I can take these off now. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. The first one on this list that catches my eye is Firelord Ozai. Because it's really, like, whenever he attacks, he may sack another creature. If you do, add amount of red equal to the sacrifice creature's power until end of combat. You don't lose mana at step's end. which is a big theme for the Fire Nation, is whipping up a bunch of red mana mid-combat to then spend on, like, instants. You know, whether that be burn or combat tricks or whatever. Or activated abilities, because we also see he's got this where you can spend 6 to exile the top card of each opponent's library. Till end of turn, you may play one of those cards for free. So a lot of that going on. And as far as flavor goes, that is really good. The whole, like, sacrificing other creatures, that's really in the wheelhouse of the Ozai regime, is sacrificing whoever and whatever you need to achieve victory. And victory in this case would be his big activated ability right here, which is, like, really reflective of his conquest, you know, taking lands from other people. You know, not literally lands in this case, but just take whatever your opponent's got, right? And it's got this super sick artwork with him on his throne with the wall of fire and all that. It's awesome. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Makes you think, I really need to work on my fan-made Last Airbender MTG sets. That's something I'm going to need to start cooking over the next, the next week. Because I was not expecting spoilers to hit this early. Maybe a few of them, but, like, look at how many cards are already floating out there. I need to step on it because I was already, like, way late on getting out my Final Fantasy fan-made MTG set. So now when I say, like, I called some of the design decisions that are in this set, like, you just got to take my word for it, right? It's not the called it moment that it is when I come out with my fan-made set first, and then they come out with theirs. But let's see, we've got these like alternate names, which is really cool. It's kind of weird that the big giant swamp tree is an artifact now, considering it's, you know, a swamp. And here it's billed as a green artifact. Force of Negation is really good, which, can we appreciate that for a second? The fact that Force of Negation is going to be able to be played in limited. A lot of cards I never thought to make. Like, I never thought of making a Hagoda card. A lot of ally stuff going on. That's cool. Fire Nation attacks. That's good. It says everything changed. It should be ellipses instead of a period because that's not the whole quote. It's you know, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. And hey, look at that. This is the big thing for the set, is all the different bending styles. They are their own mechanics. So what I was saying before about how red likes to cook up red mana mid-combat, well, that's what firebending's all about. Whenever the creature attacks, you make red that lasts until end of combat. And that has flashback, so that's another way to, like, dump your firebending mana, is dump it into something with flashback. And I'm sorry about the ads, by the way. Very annoying. As long as it's nothing adult, I can live with it. They brought back Lessons, which was not in my bingo card at all. Very interesting. But we see we got Earthbending now, where this is actually a really awesome effect, where it's a little bit of what you're used to. The idea of turning lands into creatures. That's a cool way of doing Earthbending. But then it also has this thing where when that land dies or is exiled, you return it to the field tapped. That is really good. That is something that I've always been concerned about with any kind of land animation effect, because the more, like, land is one of the most resilient permanent types. The more other types that you bolt onto a land, the more vulnerable they get, especially creature. But this, if you can get your land back after it's done, getting the most that it can out of being a creature, then that's good. That is securing your investment. So that's good. We got Avatar Aang, of course, where he's got firebending. That's unexpected. But now whenever you bend, you draw a card, and then if you do all 4 bendings, you get to transform him into this, where now he gets to this crazy ability that people have picked up on. Well, it sounds crazy, right? But the idea that you have to waterbend, earthbend, firebend, and airbend all in a turn, that can be kind of hard to get online. That requires a lot of like saving up your stuff and then doing it all at once. So maybe this isn't as overpowered as people think it is. But if you can get Aang going, this bit right here, where it's basically saying as long as you don't have a card that has more than one of the same mana symbols cost, and it costs 5 or less, you get to just cast it for free, and you get to cast them all of them. It doesn't say the first spell or once each turn, like, you may do this thing. No, like, they all cost less, all of them. That's crazy. Even black mana, which is it's interesting. I've only ever thought of Aang as like 4 colors, because obviously, right? The fire, earth, wind, water, heart, go planet. By all your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. But I guess black represents like the spirit's energy, whatever you want to call it. And you can turn him back, and if you do, you get like this whole gift basket of stuff. Which I don't know how many people would be willing to do that. I mean, 4 cards is pretty dandy, but I think more people are going to find value in the whole, like, getting to cast a ridiculous number of things for free thing. Now let's see what else we got. We got Katara the Fearless, who is green. Never would have billed Katara as being green, like, at all. But she's got this ally synergy, which is good. And hey, the flavor text. When I read what the rules text is, and then I look at the flavor text, like, that is exactly the flavor text I expect to, like, be paired with this effect, because she's always, like, this is her to a T. She is supportive. And so then it has, like, really my favorite Katara quote ever: "I will never ever turn my back on people who need me." That was a great moment. Big fan of that episode. Big fan of pretty much every episode, honestly. We've got the Southern Air Temple, which is enchantment. I mean, I guess I get that they want to make it a shrine, but I was just really expecting this to be a land. And then it's got shrine synergy going on, which I guess that's the sub-theme. It looks powerful, actually. Like, for 4 mana, you get a ridiculous number of +1 counters. If you have a lot of shrines. Obviously, there's a limit on how many of these temples you can play, since they're legendary. I assume the other 3 air temples are on their way. But just thinking about, beyond limited, when you think about the shrine decks, like, this is going to be pretty spicy. And then the second ability, cranking out even more +1 counters based on how many shrines you run. And the Cabbage Merchant, I am ashamed to admit that I don't think I came up with a Cabbage Merchant card. But yeah, food out the yin-yang. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, make a food. He does have the drawback where whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, you sack a food. It's like a reverse sabotage effect. But then you can turn your food into mana. So, I don't know. I'm having trouble gauging the effectiveness of this card, but boy is that on flavor. And then of course it has his famous quote, because how could you not, right? Let's see. Qatar Waterbending Master. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you get an experience counter. Whenever she attacks, you may draw a card for each experience counter you have. If you do, discard a card. That is pretty cool. I like that effect. I don't recognize this quote, though. The strength of your heart makes you who you are. It would help if we knew who that quote came from. Okay, I see what they're doing now. This is actually a cycle. So now we see Aang Airbending Master, and he's got an experience counter thing. And you get to make, like, allies. We get to see the airbending thing where this is cool, because, like, exiling creatures temporarily, that's a white thing. But also, the way that it's, like, it's just kind of like a tax. Like, you can pay 2 to get it back. That's kind of like the way airbending is used to buffet people, like push people back, really. That is an airbending thing. We've got Redirect Lightning. I would have absolutely expected to just get a reprint of Redirect, honestly. Very big fan of the way this works, where it is reflective of, like, the limit of redirecting lightning, where for anyone who hasn't watched the show, like, the key to redirecting the lightning is to, like, let the energy pass through your stomach instead of your heart. If you let it pass through your heart, that's doing it the wrong way. So in this, you can pay 2 or pay 5 life, and then you get to change targets. It's really good. I like that. I like the artwork in this. There's a card that is literally fire. It comes in with X fire counters on it, and it gets to just, like, add that damage to, like, any source you got. Which, I don't know. I don't know how powerful that is, but, like, this is just really cool. Interesting that it's represented by 2 different moments in the show. Like, this is when Sozin's Comet shows up, and Iroh just uses it to absolutely clean house in Ba Sing Se. And then here's the moment where Aang and Zuko learn the true meaning of firebending. Everybody's talking about this one, though, Sora's haiku. Sokka's haiku, because, I mean, that's just so clever, the way that the text box is a haiku. People are really into that. I don't know if it's worth the amount that you pay, though. That's really expensive, but then it's a lesson, so that's kind of the cost you pay for it being, like, easy to tutor up. Don't want to make it too strong. Sokka Bold Boomeringer. Like, again, you just gotta take my word for it, but, like, I absolutely call this. I had Sokka build as a blue-red creature. Very strange, though. And he's called the Bold Boomeranger. He doesn't have a boomerang effect. You thought he would have like returned a permanent to its owner's hand or something like that, but nope. Let's see, we got Momo and Appa. Let's see, I don't know about Appa. He's got this thing where you airbend your own permanents, and I don't like the idea of having to spend mana to get them back. I feel like there are other cards that are way better at that. People are picking up on Toph. This is an interesting effect. She gives the land type to your non-token artifacts. Not that they type for mana, they just have the type. Which helps them be more resilient against anything that says like target non-land permanent. It also helps with anything that says like equal to the number of lands you control. And then that of course plays into her second thing where at the beginning of your end step you get to Earthbend too. So you can make one of those into creatures. Not necessarily sure that I do that. Actually, you know what? No, I'm forgetting that Earthbending lets you get those creatures back when they're done being creatures. Like once they get wasted, they just bounce right back to you. And it's not a replacement effect, I'm noticing. Is that when they die or are exiled, they return to the field tapped. So that can also let you buy back some enter stuff. And this is a red card, by the way, red, green, white. So I know some red artifacts, they do this thing where you get value when they enter and you get value when they exit. That could be what's a card that's like that? What am I thinking of specifically? And I totally spelled that wrong, not even close. That's what I'm thinking. It's this card right here. Da, da, da. Experimental Synthesizer, which if I can like zoom in, please. When it enters or leaves, you get like a little. Okay, you get like a little impulse effect. So. Bad example. I think it's a bad example. I really don't like impulse effects, but like something like that would be really awesome. Or what about this? Pair that up with Icor Wellspring, and you get to draw some cards and also get a creature. That could be something. And you get this nice alternate art, though. I mean, not having a text box, I don't know about that. That's kind of rough. Oh, Katara Water Tribe's Hope looks so cool. I love that artwork. That's pretty sick. I'm trying to figure out what moment this represents, though. Fire Lord Zuko. Love the artwork. Weird colors, though. Like Mardu coated Fire Lord Zuko, I would not call that. If it's gonna be Fire Lord Zuko, where he's like good again, like he's 100% good, I would not give him the black Pippin as mana cost. But yeah, that's all. That's pretty much all the cards I wanted to talk about right now. So yeah, looking pretty cool. Looking really sick, and I know a lot of people are like excited about it. I mean, if I were to just zip over to the trailer on YouTube, like pop that open real quick. You can see that there is quite a bit of. Oh no, wait. No, that's actually not. That's not the vibe. The vibe is that people are getting sick and tired of the product fatigue. They're saying Spider-Man hasn't even started yet. This guy hasn't even gotten his Edge of Eternity cars yet. Can you relax for like 1 month? Like, people are not hype. People are not hype for this set, which is it's a shame, but it really is entirely the fault of Wizards, because they have really shot themselves in the foot with this one. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. They have really depreciated their Universes Beyond product line to a critical degree, to the point that even when it's something that makes sense, people just don't want to see it. They don't want to hear it. They don't even want to think about it, right? Because it's like The Last Airbender. That's cool. That makes sense. That clicks in my head. Like, I have workshopped my own fan-made Avatar Magic the Gathering set. Final Fantasy. Perfect. Makes total sense. Like, go for it. I also really wish for like a Power Rangers set, something like that, or Lord of the Rings. Like, that's great. That's fantasy. Lord of the Rings is fantasy. And the Gathering is fantasy. Put them together, you get Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. That's great. But when you've got like Doctor Who, Warhammer 40K, Jurassic Park, Walking Dead. That was one of the first ones. Just stuff that does not gel at all. Like, you have diluted this product to where now when you finally come out with something that makes sense and is appealing, people just turn their heads. They say, I'm tired of Universe Beyond, I just want magic to be magic. Or they say, I can't spend money on this product anymore. I'm already buying all these other sets. There's no room in my budget for The Last Airbender. You guys keep coming out with these products. I can't keep up. And it's stuff like that. Like, and this is also taking into consideration like all of the non-Universes Beyond cards that have come out they're just so out there in their concept. Once upon a time, right? Way back in actually, when was it? When did Neon Dynasty drop? Yeah. Can I get a date? Da, 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 da. Go back to experimental synthesizer. That would 2022. Okay, so not even really that long ago. Like when Neon Dynasty came out, right? That's like, oh, it's cyberpunk fantasy. I can get behind that. That's like a fresh new direction. That's cool, but that's the thing about novelty is it's only good in like short bursts, right? It has its place. You can't be weird all the time, because when you're weird all the time, then you start to lose your identity. People are just lost in the fog of like weird gimmicks, to where no one even really knows what Magic is supposed to be anymore. because while this universe is beyond stuff is going out and going on, and Magic is crossing over with all this other stuff, even the original products seem to be having an identity crisis. There's like, oh, it's Death Race, but Magic. Oh, it's space opera, but Magic. It's a Clue style whodunit, but it's Magic. It's like weird modern horror with chainsaws and living dolls and evil clowns and stuff, but it's Magic. It's all too much. Like, I feel like if they had done the same thing that they're doing now, but just space it out just a little bit more. Like, instead of putting like 2 months between each of these different products, how about you go for like 2 years? And then people will probably find it a little more palatable, instead of like shoving all these weird gimmicks and other like oddball ideas down their throats, please. It's a shame. It's a shame to see what I think is a really good idea and what is shaping up to be a really good product just not be appreciated, because it doesn't feel special anymore. You've washed that away through the eroding forces of oversaturation. Very sad. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the last Airbender set so far. I will be touching back on that over the course of the next few months as more spoilers trickle in, and as the set releases. I really need to go and probably pre-order now, because if anyone remembers me trying to get my hands on the official set, the Final Fantasy sets, that didn't go too well. So I'm going to try and do better this time. I don't remember when they said it was coming out. Let me refresh my memory. November 21st, so I've got a little bit of time. Right now, I just want to dive into this new One Piece chapter, and then I think we'll call it a stream. So let's fire it up. We're still in Wano country. Still. Hold on a second. I just want to. Let me refresh my memory, okay? When did this cover story start? It's been a while, right? It has been quite a while. And I'm actually curious what the longest one is. Let's see. I'll go ahead and pull this up so you can all read along, right? So, okay, that doesn't help. I hate that. I really do. So the first one ever, Buggy's Crew Adventure Chronicles. I mean, that's a pretty hefty length. Diary of Kobe Meppo. Django's Dance Paradise was quite long. Hachan's Seafloor Stroll, also quite long. Wapple's Omnivorous Hurrah, actually pretty short. Ace, Gadatsu. Miss Golden Week was super long. So is Enel's Great Space Operations, CP9's Independent Report. Straw Hat's Separation serial was super short. Wow. From the Decks of the New World. That was super long. That might be the longest one. Caribou's Kihihi in the New World. That was also quite long. Jinbei's was actually pretty short. The 500 million man arc was also quite short. Grand Fleet was pretty long. Veggies of My Family, that felt so long. Actually pretty like average length for a cover story. Excuse me. Same thing for the German's Emotionless Excursion. It felt so long. And then we've got Yamato's Golden Harvest Pilgrimage. Actually a fairly average length, but it just feels so long. Like, when did the first one come out? Chapter 1109, right? That was March 4th, 2024. So it's been over a year. And, like, you know, when you've been in Wano for over 4 years, like just a little over 4 years, and then you don't even wait one arc later to then immediately go back to Wano, you just feel stuck, man. You feel like you can't get away. Like, I'm so sick and tired of the setting. But it is cute how, like, Ulti and Page 1, and they made, like, a Kaido snowman. He died protecting the village from Kaido, leaving no trace of his body behind. Who is this? Am I supposed to know who this is? He's surrounded by swords of all different kinds. I don't know who this is supposed to be. I guess we'll find out in the next chapter. Oda says, recently I've had Otokawa Tsuruyo, It's Tough Being a Man, playing in the background while I do color work. Once you say it's all over. Okay, I have no idea what that means. But, ooh. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is going back to the, like... Does anybody remember that one chapter that Oda couldn't finish? Where it was all, like, scratchy and smudgy looking? We've got some of that going on. So was he not able to finish this chapter either? Foot Colony. Foot Colony. It's a colony of people with very interesting taste. Temple of the International Philanthropy Federation. This is a ton of loot. Let's haul it all out. The Rocks Crew's in action. Nice work. That's everything. Okay, who's this guy again? I don't remember his name. Let's book it. Please stop. That money was donated for poor children in need. Yeah, right. If that's true, why hasn't it been turned over? You were going to keep it, right? Calling out the fraudulent charities. Okay. Hey, Ochoku, hey. Lower the lift. We're still underground. Shut up already. Hey, oh yeah, this is Ochoku? Hey, Shiki. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about him. Chow. Oh my gosh, what? Wow. Good job, Shiki. Good job. Yeah, this way the rest of us all get bigger cuts. Suckers. Damn it, these bastards know everything about us. Isn't the army here yet? They're close, sir. Then we can't let them escape. Yes, sir, Lord High Priest. Seal the temple. These iron bars just sprung up. They're trying to trap us, eh? I'll bust through, out of the way. What? Oh, gosh and golly gee. Whitebeard's doing the thing again. The hell is the island sinking? No, this is an earthquake. It's gotta be his handiwork. Well, maybe you shouldn't have left him in the basement. Newgate, the temple is... Gotta admit, I'm a bit jealous I can't do that. Interested in getting a power, huh? You'd better choose wisely if you seek one out. You'll be stuck with it for life. Good point. This is an oddly friendly conversation between Kaido and Whitebeard. Who was it? Which one of you tried to ditch us down there? Figures it'd be you, Shiki. Oh, Kyokun, thank goodness you survived. I was so worried about you. Oh my gosh. This cheeky bastard. What the hell are you all doing? Everyone move it. I'm gonna kill your ass. You at least kept the treasure safe, right? Of course. Hey, Rox, look at the shore. Oh, who's this? Who's the name of the guy with the big suit of armor? I do not remember in the slightest. I can't keep these names straight. Just, man, Rock's Pirates got so many heads. I mean, I know this guy is Captain John. And this guy's the other guy that got turned into a zombie. It's the Navy. Vohaha. New challengers have shown up. Ooh, awesome. New Smash DLC. Hey, knock it off with the infighting. This ain't the time. We should have been getting ready to ship off. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry guys. I gotta crack open another Mountain Dew. I'm sure that'll help me feel better. The Marines are everywhere. That was fast. Did someone leak our plans? Screw it. No point prepping to sail now. Get ready to fight. Plunder everything and sink 'em. Man, Brox looks so cool. I am really digging on his character design, man. Like, I feel like we've seen this exact close-up of Rox before, where he's just given the DreamWorks face. But, like, he is so cool. Does he not have eyebrows? Interesting decision. In a mere 2 years since their formation, the record of the Rox crew spoke for itself. 16 documented raids, 76 sunken ships, 14 ports reduced to ash, 5 towns wiped off the map. 1 nation brought to ruin, 3 unprecedented violations of Article 18 of international law, and 25 criminal records quietly erased. Man, that move looks cool. I wonder what that is. Even with the future Pirate King Goldie Roger sailing the seas, it would not be an overstatement to refer to this period as the era of Rox. Nice. And we're gonna go ahead and skip over a sus-looking advertisement. And Nishi in the New World. What are you doing? Leave this place at once, Herald. All non-affiliated nations are considered lawless territories. Don't concern yourselves with the humans living here. They have no rights. That's messed up. The world government can't just decree everything like that. Let them go. This country gave aid to Elbaf during our famine, and of the kindness of their hearts. They're our friends, our saviors. King Harold, help us. We're not leaving without repaying our debt. Harold, do you understand that Elbaf is under consideration for becoming a member nation, correct? Intervening to help us would be one thing, but you'll only hurt your membership bid if you intervene on behalf of a non-affiliated country. Oh my gosh, this guy looks like such a creepy sociopath. So stay out of the way, Harold. Yeah, you scum. You aren't human. King Harold, oh my gosh. My man's is as big as the ship he's trying to set foot on. How is this going to work? Harold doesn't have a devil fruit, does he? King Harold exposed. Elbaf Monarch sinks innocent battleship. Alliance with government revealed as a ploy. Yeah, of course. Ida's Tavern in Elbaf. Vohaha. You see? That's the government for you. Let's drink at the castle, Harold. Don't be dumb. I'm not letting a man with a reputation as bad as yours come into the mainland. Your whole nation should be joining up with me. Come on, Harold, give it up. I can't stand seeing you grovel to the government anymore. So, oh man, my man's got a haircut. Okay. Sooner or later, Elbaf will become a member nation of the world government. Did you think shaving your head was a sign of good faith? Is that a cultural thing you got from somewhere? Vahaha. Garp laughed at me too. Garp, that guy hates the top brass. He'd also be better off as a pirate. They're a massive organization. Sure, they have corrupt trash in their ranks, but the Navy is a fine army. The average Marine helps save people on a day-to-day basis. Some of them already come from Elbaf, like John Giants. Yeah, let's not concern ourselves with the fact that John Giant was a child soldier that got trafficked in duty by the Mountain Hag. Like, okay. If more of our country's warriors followed suit, they could use their boundless strength. Harold, I think you're getting the wrong takeaway from this. Like, John Giant joining the Giants is something that should not have ever happened. Ever. It was a very evil thing. To really make a difference for people everywhere. Now that's terrifying. Why don't you talk some sense into him, Ida? I wish I could. If Harold was my son, I'd tell him. You should choose your friends wisely. Hey, don't take shots at me. Back in Navy HQ, the old Navy HQ. I gotta get, re-used to that, because I got tripped up. It's been so long since I've seen the old headquarters. If a giant were to roll over in their sleep, people could be crushed to death. If one just loses their temper, lives could be lost. Do you really think humans can coexist with such creatures? That's the gist of what they told me. They really said all that? Yep. They're fine letting him join the Navy, but that's all, huh? Harold is an honest man. He's trying to learn from history and change Elbaf. Oh my gosh. Back when he was a vice admiral, man, Sengoku was such a nerd. Look at this guy. He looks like a jobber. He looks like just like a generic NPC. There's rumors he's being scouted by rocks. If that's true, the Navy might not be able to stand against them. And there's, King Do-Nothing, Admiral Kong, future Commander-in-Chief. That has always baffled me, by the way. Like, what is the point of having a Commander-in-Chief? What role does Kong play in the chain of command that could not be filled by just one of the Gorosei? You make good points, but it is what it is. Damn it, we're really stuck between a rock and a hard place now. Is that supposed to be a pun? You still can't deny their wild and violent track record. This is exactly the kind of strength I'm after, Kong. Just hurry and make Elbaf a member nation already. For up to me, it wouldn't be an issue. 42 years ago in Hachinosu, this is huge, really huge. This is big news. Shakuyaku has quit as captain of the Kuja. Oh my gosh. She is such a baddie. Oh wow. That means there's no chance we'll run into her at sea anymore? It can't be. I set sail because I dreamed of being attacked by Shakuyaku's Kuja pirates. I like it when women hit me. Damn it, we've wasted our youth. Shaki-chan. What are you up to, Shaki? Do you reckon she quit so she could chase after a man like you did, Gloriosa? Does love always lead to ruin on the Isle of Women? Like you know anything about the pain of love. You... Oh my gosh. Oh, that is... Wow. That is a sick burn. You crank out kids like popcorn. Anyway, I honestly can't imagine her getting lovesick. I'd never forgive her if she went after Roger. It's always Shaky this and Shaky that. At least you've only got eyes for me, right, Newgate? I've never been in love with you. What did you just say? I'm the popular sensation, Miss Buckin. Ain't that enough? Oh, sorry. Ain't that enough? No, I want you. Man, sussy getting sussy. I really want to know, like, when are we actually going to get to the whole Weevil subplot, right? Because once upon a time, Oda was hyping that up, saying that when he told the whole story of Weevil to his editor, like, he was blown away at how cool Weevil is. When are we gonna get some of that? No way, something crazy is happening. What's wrong? It's the Kuja pirates. They're coming toward the coast. What? Wow. Wow, Boa just came along and stole her whole fit, huh? And these guys, it looks like they've been turned to stone. In Pirate Island's history, this incident is said to rank among the greatest, even with all that was yet to come. It's a goddess. I can die happy. Thanks for the ride, Tritoma. This will do. Yes, ma'am. Tears blur my vision, yet her light still blinds me. Is she real or am I dreaming? So pretty. The arrival of the world's most beautiful idol caused a commotion in this hive of murderous fiends. So this is Pirate Island. What brings you here, ma'am? This land is too filthy for you. You mustn't go any further. A knockout. What a babe. Wait a minute. Are you joining the Rock's crew like Gloriosa? No, I just want to live here for a while. What? Quitting won't matter to the Marines. They'll always be after me since I was a pirate. So I'm going to hide out here for a while with all of you. You'll protect me, right? Oh, man. Oh, man. She knows what she's got. Of course we will. This place smells. We'll clean up right away. I want to open up a store. We'll build one for you. Let's grow some flowers for her. Hey, what's all the noise? Why are you rats making such a racket? The Rock's crew is back. This is bad. Don't blame her, Captain Rocks. This was our doing. What's she doing here? Oh my gosh, it's the first ever Shaggy's ripoff bar. The Pirate Island of Hachinosu was abuzz with excitement. Shaggy's ripoff bar had finally opened. They say the wait just to get in would take over a month. Whew. Welcome, I'm so happy to see you. You'll be my first customers. Would you like a drink? Oh my gosh, the apron. Oh, y'all, the apron though. She's an angel. Oh man, she got white beard. Yo, I am stun locked at how many men she's got locked down right now. When she's got white beard, one of the most like asexual guys around, all over her. That is like, man. Shaki Yaku was like a flower blooming in a dry wasteland. Her very presence enriched the island. Would you like a drink? The inhabitants of Hachinosu came to covet her as a treasure. I just can't open it. An irreplaceable crown jewel. Man. And then she hooked up with one of the Roger pirates, huh? I'll give you a hand. This place smells great. Unfortunately, a treasure is always the inevitable target of theft. Oh boy. The room of authority, Marie Joisie. Very well, relay this to Harold. We shall accept Elbaf's admission into the world government on one condition. The warriors of Elbaf must kill Rox. And, I'm sorry to say that, Mars. I don't think that's what happens. That's what it will take for Harold to gain admission. Chapter end. Break next week. I mean, hey, at least they were honest about it this time, eh? I remember last time. I guess I should have talked about that earlier, huh? Because I canceled my stream last Sunday because I didn't realize that One Piece was on break. I think what it was like the whole publication was on break because there was some sort of like festival or whatever. So sorry about that, but you know what? It was probably for the best because like. You didn't want to see me last week. I was just not vibing at all. It was not right. That would not have been a good stream. It was better. It was better to put that off and like build up to like a really awesome stream instead of just giving you like a couple subpar streams. Because despite the obvious setback with the camera being what it is, This was a good stream. I was really happy with this one. We got to cover a lot of ground and talk a lot about a lot of cool stuff. The new Digital Circus is awesome. The new Superman movie was awesome. The new MTG set is awesome. And this chapter here, okay, I'm not going to lie, it does not exactly feel like it moved the plot forward a lot. It felt really slow and kind of empty. Like, I would kind of like to get to the meat and potatoes of this flashback. I'm not even entirely sure what the point of this flashback is in the first place. I don't know what it's supposed to be telling us. But, you know, it does have Shaki in it, in her prime. So, I can't complain about it too much. But, yeah, One Piece is on break next week. And, you know, people who have been watching for a while, you know, when One Piece goes on break, we go on break. That's how I give myself breaks. So we'll be taking next Sunday off. You know, it's probably a good thing because my mom actually has a hip replacement. I think tomorrow, and she's probably gonna need my help for a while. So everyone out there, please pray for her, and pray that her surgery goes well, that her recovery goes well. I'd really appreciate that. You know, she could really use the support. And, you know, while you're at it, I'd love it if you could support this channel here, you know. I want to thank everybody for all the views and likes and comments and subscriptions, because all that stuff helps us move on to bigger and better things. So I would very much appreciate it if you guys could leave a like on this video. If you could subscribe, I'd appreciate that even more so. And feel free to comment what you thought about the Superman movie or the new Digital Circus episode. Comment about the state of Magic the Gathering or, you know, One Piece chapter. Lots and lots of cool stuff going on right now. In the meantime, count on us to come back, I think, August 31st. You know, assuming nothing goes wrong, right? Because I got a full plate. All right, because I got to figure out what's going on with this, and I got a lot of editing that I've been meaning to do, and I got to figure out what's wrong with the multi-chats, and it just lots of little things. I'll see what I can get done before the next stream. So I'd appreciate some prayers there too, because, you know, this channel, I really do love working on this channel. I love doing these streams. I just really wish that I had more time to work on the channel and make everything that I would want it to be. And it's not really going as fast as I would like, but, you know, that's always been my way. I go my own pace, and I just try to do the best that I can. Because I got to balance this, you know. This is not my only job. I've got another job that I do on weekdays, and that really does need to come first. So, I mean, but things are looking up. I mean, things are getting better, and I'll try not to make you guys wait too long for my next video. And I've also got to come out with a fixed version of, like, the channel introduction video. It's actually already up, but it's private. I'll make it public and, like, take down the old one at some point. But yeah, a lot of little projects that I need to work on real soon. So I think I'll dig into some of those right now. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.